word Messiah occurs in the following places, with the exception of Ezekiel passages. So it goes into a load of
Jason. Hope you're okay today. It's good to be with you.
references there.
We're looking at a scholarly
77 references of the Messiah in the Old Testament from these rabbinic
website,
sayings.
Christian think tank.
Notice these 60 plus passages mention the word Messiah. There are others that refer to Messianic images, hopes. Maybe summarize the portrait of the Messiah in the Targums. Messiah will be the symbol or the active agent of deliverance of Israel. He will be a divinic
the article
you may have
some messianic expectations in the first century Judaism.
The Ephraimite Messiah who will die in battle. Elijah will herald his coming and will serve as his high priest.
The guy who runs the website does very in-depth scholarly work.
Harmless on the one hand,
I'm going to be reading
the
some
other,
of the article,
indicating that the Targumist
and giving you my own
non-Babylonian was the real enemy of Israel.
But
this resulted in the annihilation both at the time of the Messianic event and the enemies of Israel will be shattered either by divine
thinking about first century Judaism,
Messianic intervention,
and
Messiah will bring an end to the wandering of Israel, and the Jewish people
I'm allowing
will be gathered in
on
the dispersion to their own land. The
northern
kingdom will be reunited with Judah
fully up.
The drama of the Exodus from
on
Egypt
the channel
will be reenacted
will
in this
be
drama.
closing
Moses may
comments
participate,
because
made possible by resurrection of the dead. Messiah will live eternally, and he will restore the temple, rebuild Jerusalem, which will enjoy divine protection for itself.
Videos by the comments that they're making.
He will have sovereignty. He will have sovereignty
So
over all
that's
the
where
world.
we'll be going.
The Torah, the universal law of mankind, with the ideal of education being realized to the full.
I hope that you
the Messiah will have the gift of prophecy and may have intercessory power to seek forgiveness of sin. But he will punish the unrepenting wicked of his people as well as of the nation, and have the power to cast them into Gehenna. There will be a moral regeneration.
A young person
of Israel,
or somebody writes to the guy who runs the Christian think tank.
Will be a righteous justice.
I'm a Christian freshman.
The champion
I
of
really
the
enjoy your
homepage,
homepage,
the personification of social justice.
To share
He will
with
reward the
friends.
righteous who will surround him,
that I'm
and eternally enjoy the divine
that I wish you
effulgence.
would spend more time
The essence of the Messiah
the
will be
question
faith
whether
in
Jesus
God,
was a
and he will
failure
vindicate
as
that
the
faith
Messiah
and the faithfulness
of
of
the Old
Israel in the
Testament.
eyes of the world.
I have several friends with whom I have taken up the discussion and showed them your answer to the question. However, one girl said that it was untrue that many Jews of Jesus' day saw him as the Messiah. She maintains that the Jews of the day were really not expecting a Messiah, that we Christians in retrospect have interpreted much of the Old Testament containing prophecies of a Messiah. She even says that the gospel writers went back and created stories to fulfill prophecy, such as when Jesus tells the people that the scroll of Isaiah has been fulfilled in him. She has a deep sympathy with the Jews and seems to think that someone came in and falsely interpreted the Hebrew Bible as having prophecies of Messiah and then attributing them to Jesus. I would really appreciate it if you would go into more depth on the topic
abuse from atheists rather than actually just leave it alone.
So this article is not my article.
It's
from a guy off Christian think tank.
Just not
gives
letting me
permission
get on with
to
the
use
scholarship
material
that I want to get on with.
And it's on messianic expectations in first century Judaism. I'm going to be reading the material, and where my own expertise is, where I've read stuff, I'll put my own chip in, but I'll let you know that these are my own thoughts. So I would encourage you to go and read.
That's the article there.
Just type in
that you can look at.
Christian think tank, messianic expectation in first century Judaism.
They allow you to use the material,
and you'll be able to get the information there.
So I just wish you'd go away as atheist. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to engage you. You're just abusive. You won't let me do my scholarship. And I just want you to leave me alone, to be honest.
Apart from
so
the,
I just wish
now
he
writes,
apart from the seriously mistaken notion that all
I'm not going to be in
Jesus
touch with you. I'm not going to acknowledge you exist.
That if you want to be abusive,
quote,
just go
from the Christian think tank
and do it to someone else.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Goes without saying.
Anyhow, the article
seems
goes
to be
on,
based on James and critical use of fringe writer Macaboy. This rather exciting description of the Messianic hope is so out of touch with biblical scholarship of today as to be worthless. What this nets out to is the popular notion that either the first century Jew had no expectation of Messiah
absolute
figure,
loads
Jewish
of
expectation was a
other
purely
messianic
natural,
texts,
human,
etc. And these are his conclusions.
leader. Both of these positions are completely mistaken in the light of the hard data we have.
So
what I intend to do to this piece is to demonstrate from the Jewish non-Christian sources
you've been patient, you've
that not
waited,
only was there a Messianic expectation,
and we'll get
but
to
that
the
it varied
value
from group to group. That is, that some consider the Messiah to be purely natural in history, a political leader, albeit more powerful than the Romans. Some consider the Messiah to be supernatural, superangelic. Some consider him to
summary
be
statement of God's
after history,
scholars.
universal
John
king, son of
Collins,
God, and some did not expect
Messianism in the Maccabean period. The notion
to
of
try to minimize
it,
attempt to agree, but to try to quote the non-Christian source for
development in Jewish Messianism,
to avoid
broadly defined in the 2nd century
to be
BC.
Christian interpolation.
I find that quite interesting. I
do not intend to be exhaustive
that comes
in
from
this.
Daniel.
Due to the nature of Daniel,
just jump in
quite
some of the
clearly
things
saying,
transcendent,
so we get to the more meaty bits. Due to the
Beside
nature
that,
of some of these
he writes
documents,
that
not all of
there are
which
some
have been
traces of
translated
Messianism in the
English.
Maccabean
Some of the
period,
citations I will not be able to provide in the
63
text.
BC.
The major source works I am using
that
are
Messianism
the
was neither widespread nor prominent during this period, and that there was no one orthodox notion
TM,
of the Messiah.
LTJM, CTM,
The
etc.
traditions to which divinic messiahship was based were preserved.
One methodological issue that needs to be brought up
any
here concerns how we will identify Messianic passages.
Was primarily
if a text describes a future superhuman ruler without describing Davidic status to him,
within Judaism,
will that disqualify the passage? Some actually
those who
approach it
place
this
their
way.
hopes in
The image
institutions
complex
of
of
the
leaders
Messiah,
of the day, whether the high
Messianic
priest figure is far too big to be now
Ptolemies or
approached.
the Maccabees, had little interest in Messianism. Apocalyptic groups developed the idea that
it is inappropriate to speak of a Jewish expectation of the Messiah
as a
at this point, because few of the extant late
prophecies that shaped Jewish hopes even use the term. Only with the rise of the Qumran did he focus on the new, stronger developed
David or
interest in
descendants of
David.
Moreover,
And then again, in
by
the first
no
century
means
BC,
the
the
only
Psalm
image of
I'm not
Jewish
too
hope
sure
for
that I
a
agree with that,
revived
because in
eschatological
Josephus, there's
quite a lot
kingship
of information
some of the
there are many
scriptural
different
texts
most
messiahs.
important to the hopes of later generations of
So there's
Judeans
obviously
contain no explicit language of anointed or
Charles
branch,
Worth says
shoot horn,
we have
son of
numerous
David.
early Jewish
There was
sources
rather,
that
for
portray the
example, a
Messiah